Good day everyone, Latin here bringing you the legendary Zapdos in the Great League. Players can now utilize the Elite Fast TM to give this Pokemon the fast move Thunder Shock, which makes it a viable part of the Great League meta. And it's best used as a safe switch because of its defensive typing, flying and electric, and even a closer depending on the situation. And as our lead, we have Defense Form Deoxys, which has a lot of bulk and is versatile enough to apply that early pressure. And in the back, we have Azumarill, which always functions well as a closer, able to hold its own without any shields. Going into the first match here, our Deoxys meets up a Munchlax. Now it's very easy to take this little Pokemon for granted, but it actually does a lot of damage to Defense Form Deoxys. That lick fast move damage being super effective against the psychic typing of Deoxys. Also, it is able to get to those body slams really quick and they do plenty of neutral damage. You can see how quickly the Deoxys is brought down to the red, and it's only because my Deoxys has Psycho Boost that I'm able to reach the charge move and take the win. Down goes the Deoxys, and deciding which Pokemon to bring out, I bring out the Zapdos, which does super effective damage with those electric moves against the Azumarill. And as the simulation shows there, even if I'm not shield baiting and going straight for those Thunderbolts, I still win in a favorable shield situation. The Azumarill goes down and my opponent brings out their Altaria. So I switch immediately to my Azumarill, which will do double super effective damage with those Ice Beams against the Altaria. Also, Zapdos goes down pretty quickly against an Altaria, taking a lot of damage from those Dragon Breaths. Now, even though my Azumarill is in a favorable matchup here, I am down one shield, and Altaria is able to reach those sky attacks really quickly, so I still have to be careful, but it should be enough to land at least one Ice Beam on this Altaria and take it out. See, and this is why Azumarill is such a good closing Pokemon. It's able to hold its own and be tanky enough to take multiple charged moves in an unfavorable shield situation. And going into the second match here, my Deoxys meets up with an Azumarill, not a favorable matchup. Deoxys loses this match. And there's a number of ways you can play this out. I could have switched immediately to my Zapdos to counter the Azumarill. Instead, I'll use my Deoxys to bring the Azumarill down to a manageable level of HP, and then bring in my Zapdos. So I use one Rock Slide and then power up to 2 Psycho Boosts and use them one after the other because they nerf your attack. And it's the Deoxys is about to go down here. I will not waste a shield on it to keep it alive for nothing. And now I can bring out my Zapdos and try to farm down before this Azumarill uses an Ice Beam. Unfortunately, it gets to one and I have to shield it because Zapdos is so grassy and that Ice Beam does super effective damage. My opponent brings out their Registeel against the Zapdos, and Zapdos does really well against Registeel because it resists both of the charged moves, the Flash Cannon and the Focus Blast. In this situation, we're at a shield disadvantage. Registeel has 2 shields to our 1. So the Zapdos isn't going to be able to take down the Registeel, just do as much damage. And I choose to swap it out to keep it alive for later and let the Azumarill tank the Flash Cannon. So I'll let this Azumarill go to work on the Registeel to take it down and try not to use my last shield. I'm going to save that for later. And they switch out into a Meganium. Unfortunately for that Meganium, my Azumarill has a lot of energy saved up, and it's going to take one Ice Beam and shield the other one to stay alive. And I bring in my Zapdos really quickly and use the Drill Peck on it. And look at how quickly Zapdos charges energy. It took out that Meganium with the Drill Peck, and now it will take out the Registeel as well to take the game. And going into this third battle, my Deoxys gets a relatively favorable matchup against this Shiftry. Counter doing super effective damage, and Shiftry is already kind of glassy. Although the foul play from the Shiftry will do super effective damage, so I shield, and my opponent uses Leaf Blade to bait my shield. So I expect a foul play here, but I refuse to use my last shield. They use a Leaf Blade again, and this Rock Slide should be enough to take it out. They use that's their last shield, putting them at a huge disadvantage. So they win the first matchup, but that's okay because I have a shield advantage now, and my Zapdos can tank this Leaf Blade and take them out using fast moves only. Like a Zapdos with power saved up and a shield advantage is very dangerous. It usually loses this matchup against a Lantern. However, because of these advantages, it will win the match. I have to shield that Thunderbolt, because that would have done a lot of damage. And 2 of my Thunderbolts should be enough to take out that Lantern. And what do they bring in here? They bring in the Shiftry, and it faints out of sheer fright. And then in comes the Skarmory, and the Azumarill Skarmory matchup. The Azumarill will win. I just have to get to 1 Hydro Pump and then bubble it down, possibly use an Ice Beam afterwards to secure the match. There's the Hydro. And once again, Azumarill, such a good closer because it's tanky enough to last in a no shield situation. I get to the Ice Beam and I take the match. And this final match here, my Deoxys goes up against the Ampharos. I'm not too familiar with an Ampharos. I know it has Thunder Punch and a Dragon move, Dragon Pulse I think, and maybe Wild Charge, I'm not sure, but I choose not to shield. Good thing I did not shield. That move did not take much life. They switched to the Hypno, and before I switch, I decided to do a little bit of damage to it first because Hypno is so tanky, and I switch into my Azumarill because I don't want my Azumarill to meet up with that Ampharos. So I'm distancing it from a Pokemon that I know it's weak against. And down goes the Hypno, and back in comes the Ampharos. I don't want my Zapdos to meet the Ampharos either, because it will take a lot of damage from those electric moves. So I let the Azumarill go down and bring back in my Deoxys to take down the Ampharos. I know this Rock Slide should do it. They shield, but I need this Ampharos to go down, so I use my shield as well to keep my Deoxys in the game. But unfortunately they get to a charge move before me, so I don't want to go into a no shield situation. I save my shield and get to this drill peck, sorry, before the Ampharos. It shields. I need to shield as well to stay in the game. I do. They switch into the Skarmory, and Zapdos has such a good matchup against Skarmory. And look at how much damage that Thunderbolt did. This Sky Attack will not KO my Zapdos because it resists the flying moves, and it's just to use this Drill Peck now to take the match. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Zapdos, definitely a good investment into that elite fast TM. See you soon.